So another thing that the first time I did an exercise like this, I was feeling like I was carrying a lot of energy from other people. So that was something that I wanted to heal, or it can be either heal or clear from your energetic space. So does everybody have something in mind just for this exercise? Give you a minute. And this is something that we're focused on the process of how we do this. So going forward, you'll be able to help look at anything that is that's say weighing you down or holding you back. And so the next step is I want you to think of an object or a symbol that is going to be your healing tool. So this is going to be something that you'll come back to often. And for me, I think of a magic wand. Some of the other possibilities that I thought about were a lightning bolt or a lightsaber. It could also be a an object or like an animal. You could have your healing tool be like a lion that comes in and eats up whatever is bothering you. Or it could just be a symbol, an image that represents healing to you. So I want you to think a little bit about what that might be, and we're going to try this and use this tool. And if you don't like it, you can pick a different one. But I want you to have something in mind for when we go through the exercise. So, the first thing that we're going to do is think about what you want to clear and feel where you feel that in your body. So, I'm thinking about anxiety. And right now, I'm feeling that anxiety in my gut. And it is the shape of a loaf of bread. That's kind of what it reminds me of and how I'm feeling. It's kind of just sitting there. So think about this thing. Where do you feel it? Does it have a shape or a color? And what does it feel like? And then we're going to bring in your healing tool and we're going to zap it. So if it's a magic wand, I like to tap this loaf of bread and make it instantly disappear. So if yours is a lion, it's going to come in and swallow up this object to make it disappear. And then feel into it again and notice, is it still there? Does it feel the same? Or does it feel smaller? And you can do this again if you need to with your healing tool. Bring it in again to tap the shape or the object knowing that it is going to remove and clear it from your energetic space. And I know that, well, first of all, I just want you to notice how it feels after doing that. You can check in with your body and your mind, anything you might be thinking about. And we now want to come up with an object to collect all the pieces. So I usually think of this like a vacuum. It's a vacuum that comes in and sucks up anything that's remaining still in that space. It could be a magnet that pulls any remaining energy to it. It could be a suction cup. If there's something that you that you like, maybe it's something a magical tool that sucks up all the energy. So anything that's left, we're going to suck it up into this vacuum. So imagine any particles or pieces that are left over are being collected to be sent to the sun to burn up into pure light. And then we're going to call in a healing, energetic sun, a big yellow golden sun, to come in and fill in the space in your body where that object was. And then I want you to check in again and see how it feels. Do you still feel that object there? Or does it feel lighter? Have you been able to replace that with this golden yellow sun and fill it up with love and light? So I want to go through this whole thing one more time, and let's choose something together. Um, let's look at unworthiness, because that's something that we as humans seems to creep in, that there are always times that we feel unworthy. So let's focus on the body and notice where you feel unworthiness. For me, I feel this on my shoulders. It almost reminds me of like bowling balls that are just kind of weighing me down. So let's bring in your healing tool to zap whatever shape you're feeling, to tap it, to heal it, to send it off, never to return. And check in again to see if you still feel the unworthiness. I still feel it. It feels smaller, but I'm going to bring in my magic wand again to tap this unworthiness. And then let's bring in your vacuum or your magnet to suck away all the particles and remaining energy, to pull it away from your energy field, taking it to the sun, never to return this exact energy. And then call in a golden healing yellow sun to fill in this area, to bring healing and light and love, to replace any unworthiness energy. And check in again with your body to see how it feels. And you can repeat this again if you still feel the energy there. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back. So this is really a pretty quick exercise that once you do the steps, you can do it quite fast. So something that you can use easily if you're just, feeling a strong emotion or feeling overwhelmed in any situation. But I am curious, did anyone feel different after doing that, or feel lighter, or feel like the object went away?
I would say lighter.
Lighter?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, the first time around, I felt like part of it went away with that item. I think the second time around, it felt so much better. So just, helping get rid of those negative thoughts or unworthiness.
Hmm. I think it really helps to identify it in your body first.
Yeah,
So you can see where you're feeling it, and that allows you to shift it.
yeah.
Okay. So there's gonna be more time to talk about that later on, because we're going to do another exercise. And so I think what I want to do is do the exercises first, and then at the end we'll pair up and talk about them a little bit, because I want you to have some interaction. I want you to get to know each other a little bit besides just me talking all the time. So, so we'll move on to the next exercise. Um, so this one is what I call running colors. And we do this for several different reasons. It's also very clearing. It helps to clear what's blocking you. It can also be very grounding, and it helps with your energy flow. So, the way that you do this is by moving energy through your body. And so we're going to start, um, and I'm just going to show you how the flow goes. So your feet are on the floor and you're connected to the earth. And so you're going to start by pulling up grounding earth energy. So we're going to, and we do this by identifying a color. So, whatever color comes to mind for earth energy that you want to start with, you're going to imagine this energy coming up through your feet and going up through your calves and through your knees, down your thighs, and then it's going to go down your grounding cord. So I guess I should start by that, by let's create a grounding cord at the base of your spine that goes all the way down to the center of the earth. And so what you're going to do is, well, I'm going to walk you through running colors from the earth energy. So let's start with green. Green represents earth to me. So think about drawing this green energy up through your feet, through your legs, all the way up to your spine, and then down your grounding cord. And now let's do yellow. And this time, I want you to really notice what it feels like as this energy is moving through your body. So we're going to go really slow, starting with your feet and moving up your calves, going around your knees, through your thighs, all the way to your spine, and down your grounding cord. Next, we're going to do red. And this time, I want you to notice, does it feel like it's moving fast or slow? And does it feel like it's getting stuck anywhere? So does it feel like it just moves smoothly straight through your body? Or are there any places that feel kind of crunchy? So imagine red going up through your feet, through your calves, around your knees, through your thighs, and down your grounding cord. Now let's run purple energy. Starting with your feet, going up your legs, noticing, is it moving smoothly or is it getting stuck anywhere? Going down the grounding cord. So this time, I just want you to think about anywhere that it feels like the energy might be getting stuck or where it's not flowing as well. And we're going to use a feather to help clear that out. So imagine, let's do blue this time. Along with this blue energy comes a feather, and anywhere where it feels stuck, this feather is going to dust away any blocks or any stuck energy, and the blue energy coming behind is going to flow through smoothly. So this can happen when we've collected blocks or when we've got things that we need to clear. So it could be similar to what you experienced before, where if you're feeling unworthiness, it might get stuck somewhere, which blocks the energy. So let's do one more time. Let's go with orange this time. We're pulling orange earth energy up through the legs and using a feather to clear any blocks that might be in our way. And now we're going to switch to running cosmic energy. So this is energy that comes from above. It comes from the angels, spirit guides, loved ones in the sky. And this energy is going to come down, and it starts at the top of your head and goes down your back, and it spreads out like there's four layers across. It goes down your back to your waist, comes up the front of your body, and goes down your arms and out through your hands. So this allows you to connect with the spirits, angels, the highest and greatest energy. So let's start by running silver. So that silver light and energy is going to come down and touch your head, go down your back, down to your waist, up the front of your body, down your arms, and out through your fingertips. And now let's do that again with blue energy coming from the sky. It's coming down through your head, down your back, noticing again if it's moving fast or slow, if it flows easily as it comes up the front of your body and goes down your arms and out your fingertips. So let's do gold this time. And this time we're going to bring feathers with us, going down your back, allowing these feathers to clear out any place where the energy is stuck. And moving down to your waist, coming up the front of your body, going down your arms and out through your fingertips. Let's do this again with red energy this time. Still using the feather to make sure we clear any blocks. And just notice in your body where those blocks might be. As this energy moves down your back, up the front, and down your arms through your fingertips. And we're just going to do one more. Choose whatever color you like. And let's set the intention that this is going to flow perfectly and easily because we've already cleared any and all blocks. Allowing this cosmic energy to come down through your head, down your back, up the front, and down your arms through your fingertips. Knowing that by doing this, you are connected to the Mother Earth energy and to spirit energy. That there is no difference between you and spirit. You are one and you are connected. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the room. And so running colors is something that I do regularly. I wouldn't say I do it for a long time. I usually do one or two colors, unless I notice that there's blocks. But you can also, before you do this, along with the first exercise we did, feel into your body where those blocks might be, and then call in the color energy to help remove those. So this can be, as I mentioned, you might want to do this to help you ground. It can help you connect to spirit, to the energy of Mother Earth. So it can help if you're feeling like you need support, you need some guidance or some help. Or it can just be a good meditation. I like to use this as a meditation sometimes when I don't have something else that's guiding me or I don't want to listen to something, because this gives me something to do where I feel like I'm moving the energy, I'm focused on the colors. So it's one where I'm not trying to just make my mind go blank. I'm following a pattern. So I hope that you felt that you felt something from that energy. And what I want to do now is I'm going to pair you up so that you can talk a little bit about this experience and what you felt. Um, so yeah, either one of the exercises you can talk about. And, and it's okay if you didn't feel it either, if you didn't feel like there was a lot of clearing happening. But I want you to have the chance to share that experience with each other and get to know each other a little bit better. So if there's something else we've covered that you want to talk about, you can do that as well. So I'm going to put you in breakout rooms, and we've got plenty of time. So we're probably going to take about 10 minutes, um, maybe a little bit less. Um, but I'm going to let you just chat a bit and get to know each other. Um, let's see. All right. Welcome back. So I hope it was interesting that you got to talk to each other, and I would love to hear uh, any of the insights or um, anything that came up for you today. There any?
So, Q and I had a great conversation. First of all, both of us really liked the first exercise. We felt like, especially as we practiced it the second time around, we could really pinpoint that part of our body and how it can help us. I think that we like the running colors exercise as well. But what was interesting for both of us, the silver, like when you said silver running through our bodies, I mean, I just instantly got cold. I was like, oh. And when Q did it, she has Brewster with her right now, and he's got little silver toes. And so just kind of that energy, she thought of him running that to him. But that was kind of our overall experience with both exercises.
That's really interesting that you had a certain reaction to a specific color, because that's something to notice, and maybe you don't want to use that color, or maybe that has a meaning for you. So so I really love that. That's a really good observation. And it's okay if you don't love all the exercises either. So so if you like one more than the other or something like that, but I that's really helpful for me to know as well. Tim, were you gonna say something?
Yeah. One thing we discussed was how the colors from the earth felt a little more solid, where the colors from like the cosmic colors um, were kind of lighter and maybe more electric, like more particles to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, they just that was a big difference I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
That like the big feeling difference.
Yeah.
So,
So
mhm.
that is interesting that they felt different, because they probably made your body feel different too then, or the
Mhm.
reaction that you had to them.
Yeah.
And you might find maybe you need one more than the other. Maybe you want to feel grounded, so you only run the grounding colors. Or maybe you want to feel more inspired, so then you choose to run the cosmic colors.
Mhm.
Mhm. Anybody else?
And just had a kind of comment slash question about, I felt like there was quite a bit of asymmetry in my body.
Mhm.
When mostly running the colors, I felt like one side ran quickly and then the other side ran much slower. And then with one color, another color, it kind of flipped and it was kind of the opposite. And, now it was going a little quicker on this side. And I felt the feather definitely helped, but I wasn't quite sure why the asymmetry. I don't know if you've got any comments about that.
Well, that's not uncommon. I think that's perfectly normal to feel things in different places or in different ways. And it all depends on kind of what it means to you or what you're feeling. It might be that you're out of balance. You might just feel like something's not quite balanced, and you can keep running the colors until it feels
Hmm.
balanced. So that's what I would use it for, is to say, okay, well, we're going to increase the flow here. And so that's how you're healing yourself, is by setting that intention. Like, okay, I feel this imbalance. Now we're going to make it balanced. And it could be whatever the color is. If the color represents something to you, like there could be a trigger. There might be a color that somebody doesn't like, and so it gets stuck somewhere, and it could be that that's not a good color for you. So I would think about, like, if red represents fire, maybe that moves differently through your body. So so that's really a way for you to kind of investigate what's going on with you. Like, if you're thinking, oh, it's not really the color, I don't think that really means anything, then it might just mean you're feeling somewhat unbalanced in your energy.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Denise, will you remind me what was the name of that first exercise we did? Did you have a name for it?
I don't have a name for it. What I call it is like using the healing tool.
Okay, yeah,
So having a healing tool. So whatever that image is for you.
right. Cool.
What what
And I tended to feel everything in my chest. Like all the hard things were right here.
yeah. That's also a good thing to notice, because someday it might be somewhere else.
Mm,
Today it was all in your chest. And so maybe you're holding a lot there and it's really heavy, and it can use a lot more clearing.
yeah.
What was your tool?
My
Does any-
tool?
yeah,
My tool was a bright, shiny star.
I like that. Like that. Um, So I don't have anything else for us today, but I would love to know if there's any questions that have come up over the last, we're almost 2 months in. This is our fourth session. So I would love to hear kind of how it's going overall, and if you have any questions that have come up. Yeah, Cheryl.
Yeah, I was practicing with the cards, the yes, no cards,
Hmm.
so I had, the AB, yes, no. And I I don't know, I guess I played with it in different ways. Like part of it seemed to be the shuffling. Like I kept finding myself always gravitating towards the left one. And then when I was thinking about it, I'm like, I'm wondering if it's because the way I'm shuffling them, that just happens to be, to the left. And so, of course, I shuffle more and more and more. And so I guess I'm just curious about, when asking the questions, like, is a big part of it asking the question yes or no and having the cards already down, or does it really not matter? I guess I feel like I was so inconsistent. There was like a day where they kept like feeling correct, and then the other day stuff that I is know the answer, it came up completely wrong, and I was just curious. I know you can have really off days, but I didn't know if if you've got any insight or feedback about how to yes, laying them out, or no, not really, it's just the way it is.
Yes, so it's not about the actual cards or the process that you're using. It's more about trusting your intuition.
Yeah, okay.
And so what's probably happening is your thinking mind
Yeah.
is getting in the way, and you're starting to analyze or maybe starting to overthink it. And that's really the key piece to pay attention to. And there might be some days where your brain is just on and it's hard to listen to your intuition. And those are the days that you might want to do some of these clearing
Hmm.
things that we talked about, or run your colors, or do a meditation. So that would be my thought about that, is that you start to get into the thinking
Mode.
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that's not uncommon. And that happens even when you're doing these exercises. Um, if I find if I do them multiple times, if I'm like, oh, I don't like that answer, I don't like that answer, I'm like, well, that's my intuition telling me, like, that I actually do know the answer without having to do the exercise. So there are other ways to kind of look at that as well.
Okay.
Like if you're pulling something and you're saying, no, that's not right. Well, your intuition still knows, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Have you, has anybody found that it's been easy or hard to implement some of the things that we've talked about? Like, does it feel like during your week you can do some of these exercises? Some of them might be easier than others. I think the hardest part is remembering, or reminding, and making yourself use the tools.
I think what's coming to clarity for me is that my life, the way I have it structured, is like when I'm around, well, maybe kind of all the time, it's very objective oriented. So like if I have an opportunity, like I could go to I'm a Lindy Hopper, so I could go to a dance and I could certainly sit there and think about energy and look around, but I don't. I go there, I'm like, I have an hour. I've got to get 10 dances in. I've got to say hi to my friends and I got to get home and get to bed. Like it's very structured, and then and so I forget. It's partly forgetting, but it's also like, no, I have these things I need to get done in that time, and I'm not leaving room for sort of, contemplation and meditation and intuiting. And so then I look back like I could have done this, and this, but no, I had to get these certain things done.
Hmm.
I was
Oh,
going to say, having your little memento with you helps a lot. Q, I mean, I kind of picked a little bracelet and it always reminded me, because I could see it on me. And so that may help. And I leave things out where I can, where I'm walking a lot, to just remind me. Because I have like every minute is scheduled, and that those things really kind of just stop me, because it's fun too. It's like, oh good, I get to take 2 minutes to do this, because when it's, for me, out of sight, it's out of mind.
Yeah,
But those two things really help me.
yeah, that's a good idea.
And I think it depends on your priorities as well. Like, that's okay if that's your priority. If you have this thing that you want to do and you have your objectives already. Um, the thing to think about is where in your life do you want to have more spiritual practices? Because that might not be the place, even though you could bring it there. Maybe that's not where you want to have it. It I find it a lot around work, especially, before I was doing this work and I was in the corporate world. I felt so disconnected. It was like, okay, all day long, I do this thing that has nothing to do with my spiritual self. And so I wanted to find these little tools that I could pull more into my regular day so that I felt like I was truly being me and not just sucked into the corporate structure and stuck in that world. So it doesn't have to be everything. You don't have to have it in every aspect of your life, but think about, where do you want it?
I find it really easy, the easiest when I'm around animals.
Mm,
And that's when, I rode earlier this week or last, I don't know when it was, last week. Um, but I adore this horse and well, he's perfect for this.
mm.
And I just, everyone was gone. It was so quiet. And I kind of just hung out and did a little energy work with him. And that just like fills my heart and soul so much. And, I could just stay there all night, but of course I can't sleep in his stall. So that's where I find it not, I don't even have, like, I have to fight to not do it. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
oh, I actually have to go home and do other things now.
Sometimes it comes naturally.
Mhm.
And it does not surprise me that it's around animals. I relate to that a lot, of course. So
Yeah.
I get that. Anyone else have any questions or thoughts about the spiritual practices? Okay, well, I think we're just going to finish up early tonight. But I hope that you can take this with you and practice some of these. Next week, I'm going to have some meditations for you that I've recorded that will help you to continue to do this. So, yeah, just keep thinking about all the things we've talked about. Brenda, did you have?
No, I was just going to say, I love when you send out the meditations or the videos to watch or the intuition cards. So as you see those things, it really kind of helps then to keep things going in between classes.
Yeah, that was the idea, was that I want you to have time in between classes to implement some and practice the things, but I also want to keep it going and give you something new. So yeah, so next week I'm going to have some meditations for you. And again, I am always available, especially by email. That's the best way to reach me. So you can always send me questions, and or anything that's on your mind.
Pictures of
Great.
animals.
Yeah, pictures of animals, if I can get to them. Yes. Yes. I love seeing pictures of animals or hearing updates on the ones that I've gotten to talk to or work with. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody. And I'll send out the recording as soon as it's ready too.
Great. Thank you. Have a good
All
night.
Wonderful.
right, you
Thank
too.
Thank
you.
you.
Have a great
Have a good
day.
night.
Bye.
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 Happy Halloween.